Hi Change Checkers, and welcome to our first newsletter of 2024.
We hope you all had a great start to the year, and it's definitely kicked off with a bang here with the annual coin set and of course some other great coin releases already.
Yeah, it's been a great start to the year, and in this newsletter not only are we going to be covering January, but we're also going to be making some honourable mentions to some of the new coins that were also released in December.
Yeah, obviously we skipped the December newsletter, but there's a lot to cover.
Absolutely.
So without further ado, I'm Kate.
And I'm Rachel, and this is your Change Checker newsletter for January. Now, for many collectors, a favourite time of year has got to be when the new annual coins are released. Now, this set features some key anniversaries and important British figures which have been celebrated throughout the year, and those coins match, of course, those important anniversaries.
Yeah, and of course we've got 5 brand new commemorative coins, so that's a lot at one time.
Absolutely.
We've got 2 50p's, 2 £2 coins and 1 £5 coin.
Yeah.
I think we should kick things off with the RNLI 50p.
Now, this 50p celebrates 200 years of the organisation that has saved over 144,000 lives.
It is incredible, and this 50p has a design featuring that iconic RNLI flag, a life ring and rope, along with an inscription 200 years and 1824 to 2024, obviously marking that anniversary.
Yeah, really, really lovely design, and I think Change Checkers agree, because in fact, when we asked you guys to vote for your favourite coins from the annual set, 50% of you voted for the RNLI 50p, so we know this one's popular.
It definitely came out as the favourite, so it's definitely one to look out for. So the second 50p in the annual set was the Olympians and Paralympians 50p, obviously issued to support British Olympians and Paralympians in this year's Paris Olympics.
And you know, it's actually been 100 years since the Games were last hosted in Paris, and it's also the first time that Paris will host the Paralympics as well, so very special one to be issued for this anniversary year.
Yeah, big milestone. And the design on this 50p shows 2 geometric athletes in action against the Union Jack, and if you look closely, you will even see the Eiffel Tower at the bottom, which is of course a nod to Paris where the Games are being held. But I didn't see that the first time I looked at it, so it's a nice little detail.
It is, yeah, it's really great. I actually think this is one of my favourite designs. When you see the coin in real life, you know, you can see all the detail really stands out on it, so definitely one to look out for, I think. So now we move on to another 200th anniversary, and this brand new £2 is celebrating 2 centuries of the National Gallery.
Of course, yeah. Now the National Gallery is thought to hold 2,300 paintings from famous artists like Leonardo da Vinci, Rembrandt and Michelangelo. Now of course this design does feature the iconic gallery building, which is located in Trafalgar Square.
Yeah, and there is the inscription on there as well that says 200 years of the National Gallery.
Now the next £2 in the set marks 150 years since the birth of Winston Churchill.
Now this coin features the years of his life, 1874 to 1965, either side of the portrait, but it's not quite the portrait that we would recognise of Churchill, is it?
No, it's actually, he's shown as a young man during his time in the cavalry army, so not how we would usually see him in later life.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting actually to see this different perspective. There's obviously been previous Churchill coins in later life, but to see him as a young man and in such an important time during his life and his military career, I think that's a really poignant thing to see actually, and a really great addition to the annual set.
Yeah, and did you also know that currently the only way to get your hands on the Winston Churchill £2 is in this annual set, because it won't be individually released later in the year, which the other coins in the set usually are. So definitely, if you want to get your hands on it, think about the set.
Absolutely, it could be a very rare coin, that one. Now the Buckingham Palace £5 is the last coin in the set, and I absolutely love this one. It's really, really beautiful, and of course paying tribute to a building which holds so much history, from jubilees to coronations, concerts, even, you know, knowing it as His Majesty's headquarters. This building has so much presence, doesn't it?
A very iconic building, yeah. And the design features a detailed depiction of the front of Buckingham Palace with that royal standard flying encircled in a floral ring, and it is a beautiful design. I really like this one.
Yeah, I love it. I think overall the set is beautiful anyway. All the coins really marry up nicely together, and then having that one, of course, with the floral designs, almost paying tribute to the king and his love of nature as well. It's a really lovely set to have all together, isn't it?
And I always love a £5 coin. They feel nice and hefty.
Oh, absolutely. So if you want to find out more about the annual set, you can head over to our blog. You can see all the details of the designs and get an up-close look at the coins as well.
So onto a coin that I have been waiting for, because I previously said it's my favourite in the series, and that is of course the final Star Wars character duo 50p featuring Han Solo and Chewbacca.
Yeah, you've really been looking forward to this one, haven't you? So the Millennium Falcon pilot Han Solo and his best friend and Wookiee Chewbacca, Kate's favourite, are the final coin duo to feature in the series, and of course they can be seen stood in front of their ship, the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, I love this one. Like I said before, I know he shouldn't be cute, but he is cute and fluffy.
I wouldn't want to give him a cuddle.
No. But obviously, just like the others in this series, this coin also has that lenticular feature. So when you tilt it, it changes between the Rebel Alliance Starbird and this time the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, really cool to see that lenticular feature on the coin. And of course, all the coins in the series feature their own lenticular design, so it's worth
so
looking
different
at them all.
things.
Yeah. So now all coins in the series are available to own. So we've got C-3PO and R2-D2, we've got Darth Vader and Emperor Palpatine, Luke and Leia, and of course your favourite Han Solo and Chewbacca.
Oh, and if you haven't already added these to your collection individually, you can now own them as a collection, and they come in our pocket page, so it's ready to slot straight into your Change Checker album.
Yeah, really lovely way to display the coins. If you want to find out more about them or to get your hands on them, head over to our blog.
So of course this is the January newsletter, but we do have to look back to December because there was a few releases that I don't want to miss out on.
Absolutely.
Now, the Tales of the Earth 50p series has been really popular previously, and it actually continued with the T-Rex 50p.
This is a really exciting one, I think. Everyone knows the T-Rex, the king of the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
But you know what? Like you said, being released back in December, and this one was so close to Christmas, almost feels like it was the coin that was lost. We didn't get the chance to talk about it in the newsletter, so we need to give it its space to shout and roar because it really is a very exciting coin, and I don't think it got the recognition it deserved.
No, I think it got caught up in all the festivities,
Yeah.
and people saw it, but then they were too busy thinking about Christmas and lovely things.
Yeah.
But we really want to show it to you anyway. So the design was created by paleo artist Robert Nichols with expert guidance from Professor Paul Barrett from the Natural History Museum.
Yeah, so you know that it's got the stamp of approval from those experts, which is really cool.
Yeah, and it features the T-Rex in a defensive stance, baring its teeth. Obviously, it's got a huge head and the iconic little arms. And in the foreground, you can actually see a T-Rex skeleton and the inscriptions Tyrannosaurus and Cretaceous, obviously the period in which it lived.
Yeah, really, really cool this one. But you know, it's not the only coin to be released in the Tales of the Earth series because we do have two more coming out. So we'll have the Stegosaurus and we'll also have the Diplodocus, although you pronounce that differently, don't you?
Diplodocus, yeah.
Bit of an argument going on. Tell us which one's right. But some really, really exciting coins to look forward to, and they are also available to pre-order. So you can be one of the very first collectors to complete the series as they are individually released.
Yeah, so if you want to find out more about these upcoming dinosaur coins, you can click the link to read our blog.
Now, in our last newsletter, we talked about the new James Bond £5 coin series, which kicked off with the Bond films of the 60s. Now, this coin featured Little Nelly, of course, iconic from the 60s films. Since then, we've had two more coins in the series that have been released.
Yeah, so in December, we had the Bond films of the 70s, which featured Wet Nelly, that iconic car from The Spy Who Loved Me. And in January, we also had the Bond films of the 80s. Yeah. So we're really getting through that series.
Absolutely.
And the newest coin features that Acrostar BD jet from Octopussy.
Yeah.
So it's this little one-man glider aeroplane thing. I love seeing all the different things that they pick out from the decades.
Yeah, all those vehicles, and you know, seeing them in the centre of the coin, you've got all of the titles of the films behind as well. So you can really get close to the coin, see if you can find all the different titles. It's a bit of fun, really.
Yeah, it's quite fun to sort of see which ones you can spot, and then hopefully none will be missing.
Let us know if you do find one, because that would be really interesting, actually, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would make for a very rare coin.
It would. Now, we even made a James Bond quiz, so if you really want to test your knowledge, head over to our blog and let us know how you get on taking that quiz.
Now, it's been 6 months since our last eBay tracker update in June 2023, so you know that means it's time for another update.
Yeah.
And this one is exciting because the Coronation 50p appeared for the first time in this eBay tracker.
Yeah, good to see where that one comes in. I think it's one we've all been waiting for since we heard that it's been released into circulation.
Yeah.
Have you found one yet in your change?
I haven't yet,
No, I
but it
haven't.
has been about 6 months, and I could see a lot of people all over social media telling us that they have found one.
Yeah.
So I am going to keep my eyes out.
They're definitely out there. Let us know if you've been lucky enough to find one, and make sure you head over to our eBay tracker because there has been a lot of movement. Now, the tracker is looking at the median selling price for the top 11 coins and banknotes to give you guys an idea of how much yours could currently be worth.
Yeah, and the Coronation 50p entered the tracker at a median price of around £2.69, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it's still 5 times face value.
Yeah.
And in 6 months, that's not bad.
Yeah, quite a good return on a 50p, hey?
Yeah. So that's the Coronation 50p, but there are also 10 other coins and banknotes to see where they're ranking, and some have increased quite a lot and some haven't been so fortunate. So do head over to that link in the description to read the full eBay tracker update. Well, what a way to start off 2024.
Absolutely, it's been a very busy month for collectors, especially seeing 5 brand new coins released in the annual set. Now that really does give us a good idea of what to expect for the year to come.
Yeah, and of course there's a few that I can't wait to be released individually. Some great big anniversaries to come this year too.
Now don't forget that you can find out more about everything we've talked about today by clicking on the links below, and be sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on your notifications so that you don't miss any future videos from us.
You can also listen to us on the go with the Change Checker podcast, which is available on all major streaming platforms.
So thank you so much for everyone who's watched and listened today, and we will see you all next time when we'll be reporting on the month of February.
Bye.